Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Have you had enough of them telling you what to think? Well, I tell you what, it's true. I've had enough of them telling me. But guess what? You and I are 3, maybe up to 5% of the entire population in the United States of America. The rest of them, folks, are not preppers. They may be patriotic, they may be conservative, they may be intelligent, but they're not getting the full story, the full rundown, because they can't see it. This is mind control, folks. Mind control is 2 ways. The use of propaganda to get you to think the way someone else wants you to think. Right? I'm not talking about hard line, sitting you down and beating you to death in a room and then brainwashing you, the old movie style, the old military, secret intelligence style. No. We're not talking about, any of that stuff. We're just talking about day-to-day mental attacks. Mind control, folks, is real. And it's real in SHTF. Now, we got a great dose of it. All of us who are trying to wake up the world. And you folks, you complain a lot, just like I do. Why doesn't anyone listen? Why won't they pay attention? Can't they see the facts? Can't they look? They don't have to be the prophet of prepping, right? They don't have to be preppers like us and patriots like we are, but they just have to wake up. They just have to pay attention. But mind control, folks, is more than just using propaganda. It's controlling the information that's available. Now, we did get a massive dosage of that over cerveza bug. When that came out, I thought, we're going to blow this out of the water. Right after they got done with the initial scare the hell out of everybody, we're like, no, we see this. We were told we couldn't talk about it, that it was misinformation. When they started, folks, that is mind control. When there's 2 or more stories, but only one is allowed to exist, to propagate, that is mind control. We thought it was a big deal for cerveza bug, and it was, right? We thought it was a big deal about the 2020 election and the following madness, and we wanted to talk about it, and we weren't allowed to. Only their story was allowed. That is mind control. You want to know why you can't get through to people? You can't get through to them because they don't want to hear it. Because they've been told that you're a radical, you're crazy, you're way off base. And they have, folks, censorship. They have fact checkers. Oh yeah, fact checkers. We've been putting up with that crap for years. But that's how they're operating, folks. That's how they are winning the war over the majority of minds here in America and indeed around the world. That's why they will not televise the dozens and dozens of different nations having massive protests against globalism, their government, screwing with their food production. They don't want to talk about it, folks. They need to hide that stuff. Just hide it, suppress it down, and talk about, the benefits of drag queens and teaching children about all manner of sexual perversion. And folks, these are some perverted people all the way around, right? Another great example of this recently, we had the 2020 election, we had the cerveza bug, we had the Jim Jones juice, silence. We had silence over all of the injuries caused by the Jim Jones juice and the ineffectiveness of it. Silence in the mainstream media, silence being forced on us. We have gotten nothing but propaganda. Propaganda. It's a giant joke. It literally, folks, feels like a joke.
It's all just a big joke. It's a joke.
Because they won't show us what's really happening in Ukraine. It's all lies. Now they're claiming that because they blew up a section of a bridge, that Ukraine is kicking the stuffing out of the Russians. No such thing, right? I am not a Russian cheerleader, but I want the facts. Who is doing what? Who benefits, right? Who really stands a chance in this? Who is going to benefit on the Russian side? Who's going to benefit on our side? Who is the pawns? Who are the puppets? Who are the oligarchs? Oh, by the way, another oligarch has been killed. This time it's a Ukraine oligarch. Oligarch meaning a very powerful, wealthy person that pulls the strings, right? But we're being treated, folks, to mind control. And it is the most fundamental mind control, and that is to tell one other person, you're not allowed to talk. So what has happened the last couple of weeks? Recession. We're all feeling it. Are you prepared? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Are you prepared? It's not going to get better, folks. They can lie and lie and lie, but the economy is taking a crap. We're seeing it. Inflation in fuel, inflation in food, shortages in baby food. Shelves in stores are not always full. Why? Ships aren't being unloaded. Railroad problems and strikes. All kinds of problems, folks. Not normal. Not for the greatest country on earth, because the United States of America is being pulled down. Literally pulled down by these evil bastards who want to see it crash. So what is recession? Well, it's 2 consecutive quarters with negative GDP. Simple. Politicians on both sides of the aisle have been saying it for decades and decades and decades and decades. We know what recession is. So we have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP, gross domestic product, and Biden denies it. The White House agenda says, no, that's not it. The mainstream media is carrying the water, right? A senior economist. This is real world stuff. A senior economist, folks, real world. People who make a living understanding and studying the economics, right? He was fact-checked by Facebook for saying the US is in a recession. The textbook definition, the political definition, right? The media definition has been met, but it is about mind control. We need to make the Democrat Party look good, says the Democrat Party, the globalist, says Biden, says the mainstream media, says the coming election. We need to make the Democrats look good, but we all feel it. See, this is the conflict in the mind. Mind control. It's real for SHTF, folks. The average person says, man, this sucks. Because it sucks. They feel the inflation, the shortages. They see the problems. They know what's real and going on. But the other side is the media saying, everything's fine. Go to a drag queen show. Sexualize your children. It's cool. It's trendy. And so I know those are extremes, and they actually are completely disparate. There's a total, folks, when you look at reality and what is being sold. It's a complete non sequitur for the human mind, right? And it just confuses people. How can things be so bad, but we're being told everything's great, right? So most of the population rejects the difficult to deal with, the recession, the bullshit and lies in DC. They don't want to believe that. So instead they believe what else is handed to them, right? That's exactly what's going on. Now there's some of us who are waking up, and people are waking up on droves. They're moving to southern states, free states. They're abandoning blue cities and blue states en masse. People are waking up. They're not all becoming preppers, but they're waking up and at least moving themselves to better places. That shows you, folks, because this isn't a regular exodus. This is a massive exodus that's occurring. Massive. And they know it, and they're afraid of it. And so expect more mind control techniques. Expect more false flags. Oh yeah, false flags are a form of mind control to create an emergency where one doesn't exist. Whether it's real death or fake death, whether it's real explosions or CGI, it has the effect they want. And most people will ignore the hard reality and embrace, right? Embrace the mind control good dream until the day comes, folks, when it's in their face. They can't afford their car payment, their rent, their mortgage, they can't afford to buy food, or they have a police state outside their front door banging on it, telling them to get on the bus, to go get on the train. Are you prepared? Do you have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? Do you have communication? Do you have solar power? Do you have everything you need for what we know is coming? It's not going to get better, folks. Don't let their mind control lies tell you it's going to get better. It's not. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. Chance favors the prepared mind. God bless America. Semper Fi.